Hey guys, today we are going over Jesus's miracle of calming the sea. Now, this is pretty cool, and I really like it for so many different reasons. But something that I really like about this miracle is that it is mentioned in Matthew, Mark, and Luke, as a lot of them are. The three, they like to share those. But there's little tiny differences that I really like between the three. Just little things, like if you were with some friends and you saw a car wreck or something, like each of you might have a tiny little different version of how you saw that. I'll probably stick in Mark, but I want to talk about what happens in all three of them because it's pretty cool. So we are in Mark 4, 35. And it says, in the same day, say to them, let us pass. Let us pass over unto the other side. So Jesus is with his disciples. They send most everybody away, and Jesus says, let's pass to the other side. Just right there, it doesn't seem like much, but Jesus is saying, let's go over there. And I think when Jesus asks us to do things in our life through the Spirit, we have those promptings, we feel the Spirit telling us to do things. That's about all the information we receive. Go over there, do this, call this person, go here, or whatever. Like, we don't know why we're going there. We don't know the reason behind it. Pretty much never know the reason behind it when we receive certain promptings. I'm going to move out just a little, which is amazing. And I love it. And that's where the faith comes in, because we have faith in what Jesus is asking us to do. So Jesus says, let's go over there. So, of course, they do it. So they sent the multitude away. They got in a ship. Mark tells us there was other little ships. So it sounds like Jesus was in a bigger one, and there was other little ones that were probably just following him. And there arose a great storm of wind. Great storm of wind. And the waves beat into the ship. So now it was full. So Mark says the boat was full. Matthew says there's a great tempest. And then the boat was covered with waves. Luke says there was a storm of wind. And it was filled with water. So their boat was like filled with water. Now, some of the disciples, the apostles, were fishermen. Like, they make their livelihood out on the lake. They make their livelihood fishing. They know how to maneuver the boats. They have the experience. They've been doing this their whole lives. They're out here and their boat is filling up with water. Such a horrible storm that it is filling up with water. I cannot even imagine. Okay. I served a mission for my church in the South Pacific, and I was in some little islands around New Caledonia, and I was going between the different islands, and this one time we were taking a boat between the islands to come back to the main island. I mean, the most beautiful postcard tropical island you've ever seen. It's prettier than that. So you picture this, clear water, waves, blue, sun, perfect weather, and the boat was going. There was a little bit of wind, and the boat was rocking. And I think the last leg of the ride was like 8 hours. Dude, I was so sick. Like, I was like, take me now, take me. Like, this is miserable. For hours and hours, just being so sick, people throwing up. This is like beautiful weather, like amazing weather, just a little windy, just a little rocky, not bad. I can only imagine what this was like. Big storm, wind, waves, your boat is full of water. That would be terrifying. Crazy to be in there. So much to the point that this fishermen that do this all the time, they thought they were going to die. Rose a great storm. So let's get to Mark 4:38. And he, Jesus, was in the hinder part of the ship. I figured hinder was back somehow, So I Googled it, and it said the hinder part of the ship is in the steer. I was like, well, what's a steer? Come on, guys. I don't know. I live a long way away from the ocean. I don't know this stuff. Steer is at the back. The hinder is the back. Why don't they just say the back? I don't know all this stuff. Anyway, Jesus is asleep in the very back of the boat. Pointing that back that way. And I don't know why this makes me laugh, but Jesus was asleep on a pillow. He's asleep on a pillow. I don't know why that's funny, and I don't know why it's mentioned, but Jesus, he had a pillow and he was asleep. The boat was full of water. There's a storm. They all feel like they're going to die. And Jesus is taking a nap. He's asleep on a pillow. So they woke him up, and Mark says, "Carest not that we perish." Matthew says, "Save us, Master, save us, we're going to perish." And Luke kind of abbreviates it a little, "Master, Master, we perish." So whatever account you're looking at, they wake Jesus up because they are dying. They're going to die. It's the end. Our boat's full of water. We can't get the water out fast enough. We're going to die. We're going to sink, and we're all going to die out in the middle of this lake. I really like Mark's where he says, "Carest thou not that we perish?" I think it is obviously hindsight, looking back 2,000 years ago, having that testimony of Jesus and his power and what he did for us and his love for us, and the apostles being in the boat saying, "Don't you care that we perish?" And I don't know what Jesus thinks, but the fact that he has come to earth to save us all from perishing, to save us all from perishing spiritually, to save us all from perishing spiritually and physically. We all overcome death because of what Jesus did. His whole mission, his whole life is to help us not perish. So the fact of any person ever in the history of the world, you should not ask if they care if you perish, would be Jesus. No one cares more than Jesus about us perishing. Gave his life, suffered greatly, and they're asking him, "Don't you care that we're perishing?" Yeah. But I get it. I get it too. If I was in a boat on a really nice day that was just a little bumpy, and I thought I was going to die, and I wondered why Jesus didn't care that I was perishing. And that was like the most beautiful, amazing thing ever. Sorry, I got to get this. Don't you care that we perish? I find that question amazing, asking Jesus that. Obviously he cares. And he was sleeping on a pillow, which is really cool. So two of them say Jesus arose. He got up. Jesus got up and rebuked the wind. Mark says, and he arose and rebuked the wind, which they all say he rebuked the wind. He rebuked the wind and said unto the sea. Now they've kind of mentioned the wind and the sea kind of separately. Interesting. Peace, be still. So that's all we have. Peace, be still. Three words that he said to rebuke the sea. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. I think Luke says there was a calm, and then Matthew and Mark says there was a great calm. Okay, just picture this, like storm, wind, your boat's full of water, like the worst tempest you've ever seen in your life, the worst storm you've ever seen, you're about to die. Jesus says, "Peace, be still." The water turns to glass. The boats stop rocking. Perfect calm. Great calm. Two of them say a great calm. Not even a calm. A great calm. That is crazy. Great calm, my friends. I love that. In all three of them, Mark, yeah, peace be still. I like that. This next part's a little phrased a little differently. So, I think Jesus says this before he rebukes the wind. The others are right after. So since we got 2 out of the 3 saying something after, we'll go with that. Mark says in 40, why are ye so fearful? How is it that ye have no faith? How do you have no faith, guys? You have no faith. And if that was me, I'd be like, well, because I was about to die in the boat, and now I'm supposed to have faith. And like I said, these are all a little different. Matthew says, why do you have little faith? Mark says, no faith. Luke says, where is your faith? So you either have no faith at all, you have just a tiny bit of faith, and I think if you had a tiny bit of faith, you'd be okay. I kind of like Luke's where he says, where is your faith? Like, where is it? Is it in something else? Is it not here? Do you have none? Like, why is it not where it should be? And I think it's fascinating because I don't know what is expected. You know, the disciples, they were about to die. And Jesus calmed the water. I don't know if their faith should be that, well, of course Jesus is going to save us because that's what he does. Is the faith in that he's going to save us? Or is it that he's not going to save us and maybe we'll drown and we're still okay because then we'll be with Jesus after this life? Like, is the faith to prevent the disaster, or is the faith to help us through the disaster? I don't know. I don't know which Jesus was expecting from his disciples. Should they have had more faith on their own? Could they have done this miracle on their own if they had that power? They were healing the sick and afflicted on their own without Jesus. Like, would they have been able to do this? Like, should they have had the faith to do this on their own? And I don't know. I don't know which one our faith is supposed to be. So if you have a feeling, let me know. But I think in life, a lot of times if we have faith, little faith of a mustard seed, miracles can happen. I think if we have huge faith, some of these big crises can be diverted. We can be healed. Sometimes we just need faith to get help suffering through whatever it is we're suffering through. So I don't know. After this, glass. The water's glass, right? So they go from dying, moments later, it's glass. I cannot imagine what that must have been like. Now, most of the miracles so far have been healings, right? Last time we even raised someone from the dead. That is crazy. They raised someone from the dead. We did have turning water into wine, and then we've had a bunch of healings. And they call Jesus Master, so they know he's something special, and then they know for sure he has power to heal people. This seems to be a little different for them, that he can command the earth. The waters and the wind all stop immediately on his command. That is cool. I think they all three, I'm not sure. I think they all three say they were fearful. And what does it say? What manner of man is this that even the wind and the sea obey him? So they knew he had some godlike qualities and could heal people and he loved people. Now he's commanding the winds and he's commanding the seas. That is crazy. Crazy. Like, being able to command that. I think that really increases how they view Jesus the Christ. that really changes how they view the person they're with, that he has total power, not over healing people, raising people from the dead, bringing them back from heaven or wherever to this earth. Now he has power over the wind, power over the water, power here on earth. Everything obeys him. That is awesome. This person that did create the world, that heals these people, to stop the wind, stop the waves. I just want to testify that he loves you and he did these things for you. These miracles, I think, are just to help us understand the power that he has and that we should have faith in him. When we have those winds and we have those storms, we should have faith in them. Either the storm's going to stop or that he's going to be with us to get through it, that we'll be okay. And look in your own lives to see which one it is. It's awesome. We'll see you next time for another awesome miracle.